California Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. We are joined by Ed Wilson. He is the mayor of Signal Hill, a city that is surrounded by Long Beach, a wonderful city, a small city, but an exciting city, and a lot of excitement going on in Signal Hill right now. Mr. Ed Wilson, the current mayor, is mayor as a result of appointment by or selection by a city council. Explain how the system is now in Signal Hill.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Brad, for having me.
Please.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Please, thank you.
All right. Currently, we are a charter city.
Right.
And in our charter, we have 5 elected council members. And in that, the council votes on mayor. So each year we have a reorganization of council.
Right.
And that's not different. That's every city in California
Sure.
has a reorganization of council each year.
And your city is such size that you are elected at large.
At large,
It's not a
absolutely.
geographic division.
Yes.
It would be impossible to do that in Signal Hill, I would presume.
Well, not too sure that it would make
Right.
that much of a
How
difference.
large is the city?
The city is 2.2 square miles,
Right, yes.
and we are 11,500
Right.
people.
It'd be tough to divide it geographically.
Right.
So all 5 of you are elected. Is it 3 in one cycle, 2 in the other?
Absolutely.
And then they...
Every 2 years that we have
Right.
an election.
And then there's a reorganization, like you said, and you've currently been reorganized into the position of mayor.
Correct.
So what happened next?
Well, and I should say I've been on council for almost 18
Yes.
years this March, so I've been around a while, and this
Yeah.
is my 4th time as
Right.
mayor. So, I was talking, there was a couple of things that happened.
Right.
One is we were going through our strategic plan. And in our strategic plan, some of the comments that I was listening to was that, SWAT's strength, weakness, opportunities,
Right.
was that, we don't know, a lot of people don't know what the vision is, the direction of the city and continuity. And that starts at the top. So rotating a mayor leads to that feeling. The other thing is that people then start asking, well, why don't we vote for mayor?
And that's the question.
Absolutely.
Mr. Ed Wilson in front of me floated the idea that in the city of Signal Hill, instead of having a mayor rotate on the council, that the voters directly elect the mayor.
Absolutely.
As they do in Long Beach, as they do in Riverside, as they do in Anaheim, in Los Angeles. But in smaller cities, you tend to see this rotating formula.
Absolutely. There are 480 cities in the state of California.
Tell me this.
And 149 have directly elected mayors.
Okay.
So that's about 30%. Actually, I should say it's now 150 because the city of Buellton, just November,
Nice. Is the 150th.
approved going to a directly elected mayor. That city has a population of 4,964.
Okay.
So and realistically, what people do think is it's only the big cities that have directly elected mayors. But I got a few numbers. I started doing some research.
You're a CPA. I would expect numbers from you.
And because I didn't know. I mean, I've been around, but I didn't know, so I looked it up. Pacific Grove, 15,295 people. Sand City, 334 people.
And these are with cities with
Directly elected mayors. Avalon, 3,773.
On Catalina Island.
Absolutely. Morro Bay, 10,300. Yountville, 2,933. Orange Grove, 9,073. Waterford, 8,456. Ukiah, 16,075. And as I just said, Buellton,
Right.
the newest, at 4,964.
So what's interesting about your proposal is that your colleagues on the council, the other 4, they don't like the proposal. They've been very vocal about it, and so vocal that as a parliamentary matter, they have all but quashed the proposal.
Absolutely.
What do you make of that?
Well, it's interesting because I believe in transparency, and my colleagues say they do as well. But this is an area of transparency. Why would we not want our citizens to vote on who the mayor is? Why should we as a council hold that power and that authority?
And you had your city manager issue a report to look at this question.
Absolutely.
And I understand the report was not negative about the question. It kind of set forward the facts. But yet when the report was submitted to the council on a 4-to-1 vote, the report was tabled?
Yes, and actually the report was only about what would be the timeline required to put this on the ballot if we were to do it in March. It didn't even describe what the mayor would do. So all the opposition
Right.
to a directly elected mayor were about things that haven't even been discussed. So what they have tabled and what they call is simply even the idea of having the citizens vote on it.
And you could create a system with a varying degrees of power for that mayor. The mayor could be what's known as a strong mayor. It could be what's known as a weak mayor. You haven't addressed that issue as of yet.
Correct. That wasn't even part of the agenda. So in the report, we didn't even discuss that. All we discussed was what is the possibility of putting it on the ballot? What will we have to do? The steps that you would have to do.
Now, you do have another option.
Mm-hmm.
You can bypass the city council.
Absolutely.
You can go to the voters and you can circulate a petition to get this proposal on the ballot.
Right.
Now, with 11,000, is it residents or voters?
That's the residents.
How many voters do you know?
We have about 5,400 registered voters.
So how many voters would you need to sign this petition?
But it depends on if we go to a special election or general election, but anywhere from 10 to 15%.
That's
the
not a
registered-
lot.
No.
That's 500 to 750 people. I mean,
Absolutely.
I guess it's a small universe to find those people, but you have a huge, don't you have a big box store in Signal Hill?
We do.
Well, what is it?
We have Costco.
Could you
and
not
Home
stand
Depot.
in front of Costco and
Home
Home Depot and get all your signatures right there? I mean, I don't mean to be naive, but I'm sure people from Long Beach are at that Costco as
A little
well.
bit.
But honestly, I mean, would this be a Herculean effort to get the signatures needed to put it on the ballot?
I don't think so, and I did mention during the discussion, and by the way, all of our council meetings are live streamed
Right.
and they're saved and archived on the internet, so anyone could actually go and
Yes,
see
they
the
can.
discussion. I did mention that. I mean, we as a body can either lead the change or we can follow the change, but the change is going to happen.
Well, do you believe that the trend is in the direction toward directly elected mayors? Is that what you're suggesting?
I think when people look around and they want to fill this view and this perception of their city, and the mayor is the figurehead of the
Right.
city, and people do want to say in who that person is. Now, that's why this discussion started. I mean, people were asking, well, why can't we do that? And I didn't know. I mean, I've been elected for a while, so I had to look it up.
So how do you create a scenario whereby, assuming you do have a directly elected mayor, who would not be a full-time mayor in a
Absolutely.
small city,
Absolutely.
to avoid clashes with the city manager, with the city staff? Because once you all of a sudden have the mayor, who's not rotating every year, there is that potential for loggerheads to meet.
Well, I think the reality is how what duties, what responsibility, what authority that the charter amendment gives them. We could simply have a charter amendment that says the only thing that's different is that now the mayor is directly elected by the residents for
So
4 years. I mean, you don't have to.
You could keep 4 council members and a mayor.
And it'd be a council, city manager, council, form of government. It could stay exactly the same, except that the residents could, determine who that mayor is and keep that continuity
Right.
for 4 years. There's a standing joke that
Please.
goes all the time. People come up to you and say, "So what are you today? Are you the council member? Are you the vice mayor? Are you the mayor?" I actually even got an email. I'm on SCAG, the Southern California Association of Government Audit Committee. And they sent me an email, and I've been mayor since March. I've been on the audit committee for the last few years. And they sent me an email today, and please confirm your current title.
Yeah.
And they had vice mayor on there.
I hear you. Will you come back?
Yeah, absolutely.
His name is Ed Wilson. He is the mayor for the city of Signal Hill. My name is Brad Pomerance. It's California.